That is one of my favourite lines in a song ever. The cellar door is an open throat. It's from a song called The House That Dripped Blood on an album called Tallahassee by a band called the Mountain Goats. At first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but in those 7 words, Darnielle addresses the 3 major themes that run through the entire album. There's so much beauty and depth to this line, so I'm going to attempt to try and break it down in a way that your high school English teacher might have. But first, some context. Tallahassee is a concept album about 2 people called the Alpha Couple. The Alpha Couple are married, but in no way happily. It's a relationship of abuse and drunkenness.
You're coming down with me as a hand in a love of a hand, and I hope you die.
The album picks up the story when the couple buy a house and move to the city of Tallahassee in Florida. The house is old and decrepit. At various points it's described as having peeling paint, rotting stairs, an ill-kept front yard. A line in the song, Game Shows Touch Our Lives, perfectly describes it, saying, "Our house sings in the disrepair." Throughout the entire album, the couple's decrepit house stands as a metaphor for their relationship. Which brings us to The Cellar Door is an Open Throat and the first level in which it works. It plays into the recurring theme of the house being a metaphor for their relationship. Darnielle makes it super obvious here by personifying the house and giving it a throat. During the song, the couple are destroying the house. They're tearing up the floorboards, they're stripping the paint, they're ripping the varnish off the doors. There's no chorus or bridge to this song, it's just 3 verses, and the final 2 both end in a repeated line, the only line that's repeated in the entire song.
And the cellar door is an open throat.
The entire song works towards this line and revolves around it. It's the ultimate representation of their relationship. The second way this line works is in the revealing of the story of the album. The function of a cellar door is obviously to grant access to the cellar, which often stores wine and maybe other alcohol. It's made very obvious that the alpha couple have issues with substance abuse. The song Old College Try makes reference to amphetamines and antidepressants, but mostly it's explored on the song Game Shows Touch Our Lives, which starts off talking about a gin so cheap it tastes like medicine and ends up with one of them carrying the other up the stairs because they've passed out drunk and need to be put to bed. And there's also this beautiful line.
I handed you a drink of the lovely little thing on which our survival depends.
Alcohol is a necessary part of the alpha couple's relationship. So while the cellar door represents their addiction to alcohol and the dependence on it, the open throat represents the danger of it. It gives the image of an exposed neck, a sign of great weakness and helplessness. The cellar door is an open throat is saying that the couple's dependence on alcohol is also their greatest vulnerability. The third and final way that it works is in symbolic reversal. Darnielle hasn't picked the term cellar door just randomly here. The term cellar door is famous as being a phrase that sounds beautiful regardless of its meaning.
What's cellar door?
This famous linguist once said that of all the phrases in the English language, of all the endless combinations of words in all of history, that cellar door is the most beautiful.
It has a sense of euphony to it, an inherent pleasant sound. The word throat, on the other hand, is really quite ugly and cacophonous. Darnielle seems to almost spit it out in order to emphasize this. It's comparing something beautiful with something ugly, suggesting that maybe marriage isn't all what it's meant to be. What's meant to be a happy and romantic union between 2 people turned out to be a messy, dysfunctional life together. It's reversed. Darnielle does this a lot on the album. He takes symbols of beauty and reverses them and makes them ugly. On the song First Few Desperate Hours, there's this line.
And the sun peeks in like a killer through the curtain.
He compares the sun, which is a symbol of life, with a killer, which is a symbol of death. One that he uses a lot, though, is eyes. Eyes are a very common symbol in love poetry and are often used to represent beauty and intimacy and a person's soul. But the alpha couple's relationship is not beautiful and not intimate, and the eyes reflect that. In Idols of the King, the narrator calls their partner's eyes twin volcanoes. And in Old College Try, there's this line.
In the way those eyes I've always loved illuminate this place like a trash can fire in a prison cell, like the searchlights in the parking lots of hell.
Darnielle doesn't compare a lover's eyes with traditional things like stars or diamonds. He compares them to things like lava, or a literal burning heap of garbage, or an eternity of death, pain, and suffering. He takes the two ideas of beauty and ugliness and combines them into one confusing mess. One final symbolic reversal happens in the album's climax, the song Oceanographer's Choice. By this point, the relationship is at its most desperate and volatile, and the couple have an encounter. But you're not actually sure what's going on, whether they're fighting or having sex.
And then we fell down and we locked arms. We knocked the dresser over as we rolled across the floor. I don't mean it when I tell you that I don't love you anymore.
It's ambiguous and vague, just like the uncertainty in the couple's marriage. That last line could work in two ways as well. If they're having sex, it could mean that in the moment they actually do feel love for each other. But if they're fighting, they could be apologizing for saying something hurtful while they were angry. So this is another form of reversal. He's comparing the beauty of sex with the ugliness of fighting. If sex is the cellar door, then fighting is the open throat. So that's it. In just 7 words, John Darnielle manages to address the 3 major themes that run through the entire album. The house as a metaphor for the relationship, the couple's story, and in particular the role of alcohol abuse, and the symbolism reversal and conflation of beauty and ugliness. And this is just one single line. The entire album and the entire Mountain Goats discography is just filled with these amazing, thoughtful lyrics. Every single line he writes has a purpose, and they're all beautiful to listen to. It's what makes John Darnielle one of the best songwriters that we have. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to me. I do hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy making these type of videos. I'm fairly new to it, but I do have one other that I've made that's similar, and if you like this video, you'd really like it. It's about Tame Impala and their album Lonerism and how it makes you feel alone during music. So there will be links somewhere that you can go and have a look at that. Apart from that, I've been making some album reaction, discussion, first impressions videos on this channel with a friend. So that's what you can expect on this channel if you want to stick around. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.